Hello gamers, Matt Lemke here with True Gamer Goggles, gamer-goggles.com. Today we're going to be basing the Skarrd Warband from Dar Age Games. We are going to use some rather simple materials. These are materials that are pretty everyday. We're going to use some rough sand and gravel. This is stuff that no, I don't really know where I got this, to be honest with you, but I've got a 5-gallon pail of it. I think this is from my neighbors when they poured concrete and they put stones in the concrete and then polished it. That's what I think this is from. We have sawdust, and we have charcoal. This is charcoal from my dad's wood burner. He sifted it out, and these are the small pieces that left. He uses the ashes in his garden. So without wasting any more time, we're going to go ahead and grab a model. We're going to grab this guy. This guy's a little bit dark and ominous. So we're going to put the sand on his base. Now when you base, you don't want to get any glue on the model, or you want to try and avoid it because it's always a pain in the butt to clean up after the fact. Now, there's two ways to do this. There's the real easy way, and then there's the real sloppy way. The easy way, you just kind of go like this with your model. Push some of this up here. Take some of these stones. Push some of this up here. Push some of this up here. And then you shake it off effectively. Maybe put a little bit more sand back here. Just like that. Now this guy, I might put a black wash on him or something, but he's probably done. There's a lot of color there. There's a lot of different textures. That's a good base. We'll move to the big bad boy. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with the big bad boy. I think I am going to start with sawdust and add some charcoal. And because he's got the biggest of the bases, I'm probably going to grab some twigs from my kindling pile real quick and do a little bit of forming. Now, because this is sawdust, I'm not going to dip him in the base. I'm just going to kind of drip it on here, push it down, press it down a little bit, and spread it out. Now, you might be like, sawdust? Why in the world is this guy using sawdust? Well, one thing I learned about sawdust a long time ago, it's wood. What can you do with wood? Any takers on that? You can stain it. So you can ink this to any color you want once you're done. What else is really good about sawdust? It's free if you know where to find it. Go to any job site and just say, hey, can I sweep up a small section of your floor where there's some sawdust? But because it's sawdust, I don't want to just dip this guy in it and shake it all over the place. It's very light and fluffy, almost like a dust. Imagine that. I didn't even know I was going to say that. That's why I said imagine that. Dude's about done. Gonna add some glue on top. I'm just gonna drip this glue on top though and let it roll in. I don't want to contaminate my brush too much. That's not gonna work so well. So I'm just gonna push it down. And then I'm going to take a couple of these pieces of charcoal with my tweezers And I'm going to press that down on top of there. Just like that. It's a big piece of charcoal for a little guy. And I'm going to take a smaller piece, put another drop of glue on the back side. Well, this is glue and water, 50-50 mix. And we're actually using Elmer's glue, not TVA glue, as it's so commonly called. We're actually using Elmer's glue. And yeah, put a couple pieces in the back. I'm going to put one more piece back there. Don't worry about that little bit of glue that I just dripped down. That's an easy fix. It's called a paper towel. Now this guy's a little bit delicate right now, so I'm going to have to set him aside and let him dry. But first, I'm going to go ahead and clean up that part of his base with a paper towel. Clean up the bottom part of his base. Another base guy. Now, since he's a big bad dude, I'm probably going to take some brown ink or some stain, probably brown ink, when this dries, and I'm going to ink it brown so it looks more like an earth tony color rather than this freshly cut 2x4 piney look. And I am going to, then I'm going to drip some red bits of either paint or ink on it so it looks like there's blood on the ground. And this guy's closest, so he's next. And we're going to go back to our original stone. I'll show you the sloppy. Yeah, I'll show you sloppy method on him. Take some of these stones. I'm going to go ahead and grab this, though, to make my sloppy method a little bit easier to clean up. Drop some stones on them. Drop some sand on them. And that's all you do. It's just like splashing on paint and stuff. Yeah, I like this base texture a lot. Well, I didn't get any of the Army Painter Tufts or anything out yet. I want to see what these look like when they're dry, and after maybe I ink them and varnish them. But there's no reason why you couldn't add a little bit tuft there, or some black battlefield earth, battle earth, maybe some greenery. I've got some twiggy stuff here that I use to start fires. So I'm just going to cut some of it off real quick. Glue some of it on this guy's base. Two pieces ought to be plenty. Give it a look. I want this piece. Yeah. Break that up a little bit. Put a little bit more glue on his base where it's going to touch. Kabam. Now, some ivy from Army Painter there might be good. Actually, let's go ahead and grab a little bit of ivy. I haven't used any ivy. I haven't used it before, so we're just going to grab a little piece. For those of you that have never seen their ivy, it's just a little pull-apart tuft. Looks a lot like ivy, actually. This is poison ivy, supposedly. I hope I don't get sick. Grab my tweezers. Put that ivy right along the front of his base there. push it down into the glue a little bit. Set that aside and let it dry. When it dries, I'll take a pair of shears or scissors and nip that part off, because that's hanging off the base and I don't like that. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if we can zoom in more. I cannot. There. See how it's sticking off the base there? Oops, I just knocked it off. Gotta be more careful, Matt. Now, ancient Chinese secret. Take some glue, drip it down over the ivy. It all will draw clear, so you don't need to worry about that. The important part is you want it to adhere to the base. Set him aside, let him dry a little bit. Do the next big guy. I think I'm going to do him in an all charcoal base. No, I'm going to do him in a mixed base. Charcoal and stone. Put my brush back in there. Just take some of these stones and the sand. The stony sandy mix. Kind of toss it on there. Wipe the edge of the base clean a little bit. Drip some more glue on them. Clean up that mess that I just made. It's better to clean it up right away than to wait, because once it's dry, and it's that simple. Now, let's see if I can take this piece and make it stand up like a piece of burnt wood. It is charcoal. Now, if I don't move him too much, that'll stand there, which you're not going to be able to see unless I knock it down. So, and it just fell. But I'm going to stand it back up and set him off to the side. See if I can't put a rock behind it to help hold it up. There. Now there's this guy left. Well, this guy and the 3 harpies. We're going to do the women last. Let's do some sawdust mixed. Let's do a sawdust, a 3-way base. Do. Again, I'm pressing it down. Clean off the base a little bit. Take some of this from right here. Drop a little bit more of it on here. Take a little bit of glue, drip it onto the top of the sawdust. Let that work its way in a little bit. I missed a spot here for glue. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to take some more of this sandy mix, put it all over the side over here a little bit, put some up here, put one of these gray pieces of rock there. And I'm going to put charcoal on the back side. Or on the other side. So wherever he is, he's on the verge. It's a cool piece. Of terrain change. And then I'm just going to take some glue, drip it on top of the charcoal, let it run down. Don't drop your model like I did. That makes it tougher in the end. Let it run down. Now I got some stones on the bottom of him, so I'm going to clean those off real quick. Sorry that I moved out of the camera. Put him off to the side. He's about done. Now I've got 3 harpies left. 1 harpy, I'm just going to go ahead and do a regular old base on. The easy way. And I'm going to put some tuft on her base. When it's all said and done. I don't know what color yet. So I'm going to do this the old-fashioned way, the cheating way. One more time for you to see it. Take your model, you put it in the sand, and just kind of spin her around. Shovel some of that sandy stuff up. Shake it off. I am going to drop a little bit of sawdust in there for a different bit of texture. That's too much. Just a little bit here and there. Looks like there's seeds or leaves on the ground, maybe. In the backside. And just drip a little bit of glue on it where you want it to stay. I'm going to let it drip. My glue is not cooperating. It's about to drip. Oh, here it comes, here it comes. Plop, come on, plop off. Okay. And we're going to do the next one. I'm going to put some twigs on her base. We're going to go ahead and put them on first, because I need to super glue one of these on here for what I'm doing to it. I'm going to stand it up. If I was a little bit smarter, I would have made a perch for one of them. And put one of them standing on a perch. I think that would have been neat. Holy cows. Let that dry for a few seconds. Now maybe a little bit more than a few seconds, and I'll start basing the other one. What do I want to do here? Well, let's go with some of that rough sand, and I'm going to go ahead and grab some of the Army Painter Tuft. Clean off her base real quick. And this is going to be the winter tuft. I'm going to drip some glue on her base up here and on the other side of her body, or leg, I mean. Take this bit off here and grab the winter tuft. If you've never seen the winter tuft, it comes in a package like this, and the packaging is really kind of cool in my opinion because it's on this little piece of sticky, non-sticky stuff that it only sticks to the tuft, and you only pull off the amount of tuft that you want to use. So I pulled off that much there, and now I'm going to take it and I'm going to fluff it up a little bit. Actually, I'm going to put it up that way. I'm going to nip off part of the bottom because that looks like a piece of grass to me, or dead grass. I nipped off the bottom, and I'm going to put that on that side. And then on the other side, I'm going to take this little piece here, pull it off, and I'm going to put it down right where I put that piece of glue. Now, what to do with this girl? She's got that nice little piece of dead tree that she probably cut off with those gnarly claws. I think I'm going to mix her up a little bit. And I'm going to put a good bit of charcoal on her base, followed by some Army Painter cork, or coarse battleground. And then I'll follow that up with sand if I have it handy. If I don't have sand handy, I'm going to use my other rock. So I'm going to go ahead and take some of these pieces here. I like this piece. So I'm going to put that standing up-ish. Put another rock down here in front, just like that. Put another one there. I'm going to call that quits for that, and I'm going to take the Army Painter Battlefield Rocks, which it says Black Battleground, but I put the wrong cover on it last time I used it. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of that on there. Hey, you know what? I'm going to use the tweezers because it'll be easier. Get some of that in there, drop it off. Hopefully I don't break anything. Take a little bit more, drop it in there, put some around the edge here. And I'm going to take a little bit more glue, put it there because I need some. Take my paper towel, clean that edge up a little bit. I'm done with the Battlefield rock. I'll cover that back up, put it away real quick. Take some of this sand and I'm going to sprinkle it in there because the small parts will fall into the big parts, and when it dries I'll be able to shake off everything that's loose. Wipe off the edge real quick, as best you can. Doesn't have to be perfect. Some 500 grit sandpaper, when it's all said and done, works great. And there you have it. the Skarrd Warband, based in about, I don't know, 25 minutes. That's not so bad for a little bit of effort. That's less than 5 minutes a model. They're not all dry yet, but got some super glue on my finger. There you have it. Skarrd Warband, based in 25 minutes. This is Matt Lemke with Through Gamer Goggles. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them for us. Get in touch with us. Sign up for our newsletters. They are going to start happening sometime soon in the near future. If you like what you see, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. If you have some ideas or things that you would like to see us do, or if you have anything that you would like to share it, please. Follow us on Twitter. Find us on Facebook. Thank you. Matt Lemke, Through Gamer Goggles. Gamer-goggles.com.